Hey, how's it going guys, it's Nate here, and Bethesda has not been doing a very good job at keeping things secret recently. You'll recall about 3 days ago, much of their planned content for Skyrim's Creation Club leaked through a hidden Steam store page that showed images and thumbnails of a lot of the add-ons that will be coming when the Creation Club launches for Skyrim Special Edition. These images included pictures of mud crab armor, new bows, a new survival mode, and a few other Creation Club mods. However, for better or worse, as many people suspected, what we saw on that Steam store page was not everything, and there will in fact be quite a few more mods dropping alongside what we've already seen when the Creation Club goes live in early October. We know this thanks to the fact that just yesterday, Bethesda decided to release the beta for the survival mode mod on the PC. If you haven't heard about that or seen the video, link in the description. Well, users who downloaded and opted into that beta also automatically had the .esl files for every other Creation Club upcoming mod installed onto their systems. There were 10 .esl files found, all named, implying there will be 10 add-ons right out of the gate with the Creation Club. The names of these .esl files also paint some very clear pictures regarding what the premise of each of these mods will be. It looks like we already knew about 5 of them thanks to the before mentioned leaks, so we're going to quickly touch upon those and then spend a bit more time and go into detail on the newer information. Here's what we were already aware of, but the .esl files only confirm. We saw a file name for Pet Dwarven Armored Mudcrab. This implies that the Dwemer Mudcrabs will in fact be companions that you can recruit, so there was that. Furthermore, the Crusader Relic armor set from Oblivion's Knights of the Nine DLC was found under the name Knights of the Nine. The Ruin's Edge bow also had its own ESL file too. Chrysamere, a sword that appeared in Arena, Daggerfall, and Morrowind, that when I first saw the leaks, I originally falsely suspected to be the sword of the Crusader from Oblivion, was confirmed. And finally, we saw the survival mode .esl file. However, we're already quite familiar with that. That does it for the 5 we've already known about since the Steam leak. Really, these .esl files only just confirm some of our suspicions with them. However, the much more pressing information comes from the other 5 of the 10 files that weren't leaked before, and all of this information is entirely new, so we'll break them down. First, and easily the most fascinating of this new bunch, was an ESL file simply named Zombies, suggesting one of the Creation Club add-ons will have an undead theme. We don't have much to go any deeper than that, however we did get a small glimpse at what looked to be a zombie in the Creation Club trailer back at E3. We only saw this character for a few brief moments. He was holding a sword and was in a dungeon of sorts. No one knew what this was at first, but now it seems as though the stars are beginning to align. I'm very hopeful that this could in fact be a setup to a quest mod that will actually offer an interesting story, but knowing the Creation Club, I'll keep my hopes limited. And number 2, we also saw Stendarr's hammer. This was actually a unique weapon from the Elder Scrolls Morrowind's Tribunal DLC that you could acquire as an artifact of Stendarr. The hammer delivered a massive amount of damage, but that was offset by its enormous 1,000 carry weight and absolute lack of any durability. Typically, after only a few swings, the entire weapon would completely break. In Skyrim, durability doesn't exist as a factor, so I'm not sure if Bethesda intends to try and replicate that statistic. Like the zombies, we saw this for a very brief instance in the E3 trailer. It was really just a big hammer that didn't look like much, but now we have a name and concept to attach it to. Next was an ESL file titled Spell Pack 01. This is pretty big because it tells us 2 things. 1, we're getting a pack of new spells, and 2, with the suffix 01, it seems very likely that Bethesda is planning to release more spell packs in the future. Perhaps Bethesda will aim to make these spells particularly interesting. I would much rather prefer the idea of selling a bunch of similar items as packs rather than a bunch of tiny mods for $4 each, as Bethesda's been doing with guns in Fallout 4. Fourth, we saw Sheogorath's staff. Like much of the content coming from the Creation Club, this stems from an older Elder Scrolls DLC. Awarded the ability to craft after the Roots of Madness quest was completed in the Shivering Isles DLC, this unique weapon would temporarily freeze enemies in combat, giving you time to heal or flee for a few seconds before letting your opponents loose again. It functions very similar to a paralysis spell in Skyrim, however you can't actually attack enemies when they're frozen if you're using this weapon. The staff did look pretty cool in Oblivion, and I believe I even have some explicit memories with it. However, that doesn't exactly mean I'll be happy to fork over $4 for it again. And finally, the last of the new content we just heard about was something by the name of Exotic Arrows. My money is on this being some sort of pack that adds in arrows that are explosive or perhaps carrying unique enchantments, but I don't really know for sure what this could be. And that concludes all of the ESL file names that we found. We can expect all of this content to be available once the Creation Club drops in early October for Skyrim. And I must say, I'm very disappointed by the overdependence on previous Elder Scrolls games. Literally 5 of the 10 add-ons includes content that was available in either Oblivion or Morrowind DLC. I understand a lot of Bethesda fans have been calling for an Oblivion or Morrowind remaster, but I don't think this is what they meant. While I do consider this to be a step above simply porting stuff from unrelated franchises like Doom, consume, I still don't consider this to be entirely original content. One can only hope that the zombie add-on will have some level of value that surprises us, and hopefully Bethesda won't price these new weapons at 400 points each, even though they probably will. 400 is crazy expensive for Fallout 4 weapons, and that's considering Fallout 4's combat is many steps above that of Skyrim's. I'm not saying I think Fallout 4 combat and gunplay is great or amazing or anything, but it's certainly more enjoyable in my opinion than simply swinging a sword at somebody, so I hope Bethesda does their best to account for that, but again, they probably won't. But that about does it for us today. I do hope you all enjoyed the video. If so, like ratings are greatly appreciated. And how do you feel about this service for Skyrim? Do you think Skyrim's Creation Club is looking marginally better than Fallout 4's? Though I do understand that's not a very high bar to pass. And especially, what are your thoughts if you're a PS4 user? You're really Bethesda's target market right now. But anyway, thanks for stopping by and watching the video, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Peace out, everybody.